Time to figure out what's on this thing.
Oh, hello. This is Lois back with a spooky game called Inscryption. This game actually came out today, and this will just be the demo. I don't actually have the game yet, so this will be my first time, and let's check it out. Alright, press any button to start. Continue. Ooh. Hello? Oh. Sorry, I'm gonna turn down the volume just a tiny bit. I think it might be slightly loud. Okay. Another challenger. It has been ages. Perhaps you have forgotten how this game is played. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. Alright. Now play your stoat. Stoats cost 1 blood. Sacrifices must be made. Ah, okay. An honorable death. Play the stoat. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. You don't have enough. You're lacking sacrifices for that creature. Okay, guess we press the bell. Your stoat stands unopposed. The number on the bottom left is its attack power, 1. Your stoat dealt me 1 damage. I added it to the scale. You win if you tip my side all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Like this. My turn. Your stoat stands in the way of my coyote. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. That means your stoat's health is 2 less. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. It's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel. Let's draw from our deck. How reckless of you. Oh. Oh well. I guess these means like 2 sacrifice, so we can't really play anything. Oh look, there's my hand. Literally. You will only draw a card at the beginning of your turn. How do I pass my turn? Oh, I'm supposed to press the bell, I forgot. Okay, so they automatically attack? Because you are learning, I will pass. You've drawn all the creatures from your deck. A squirrel is your only choice. Alright, so we can play our squirrel. Ah, okay, so we can play our river snapper or the wolf, right? We want to play the wolf, I guess? Wolf demands 2 sacrifices. Okay, and it kind of indicates there too. Huh? Hey, stop. Fear not. The beast is sacrificed, but not removed from your deck. Its suffering was real, but you will see it again. Alright, let's play our wolf. Okay, end the turn. Do 3. Very nice. 3 damage dealt. 3 weights on the scale. Pass. Okay, so we can at least play the squirrel for now. Then we want to pass again. Okay. So we know the basics now. You've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Let me recall your story. Oh yes. You were lost deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself. Two denizens of the forest approach you tentatively. Caustic adder. Damage from its poison bite is always lethal. Okay. The undying cat. Sacrificing the poor beast does not kill it. Oh. That's kind of cool. I guess considering our deck, we want to be able to sacrifice more, right? Only one may grace your paltry deck. Another creature joins your caravan. Some of the creatures of the forest seemed willing to follow you. Came across an abandoned sack. You found a squirrel in a bottle. Break in case of emergency. Okay, so we have items on the side and have a second. Another useful implement. I'll allow you to tip the scales with it. 3 as much as you can carry. Is as much as you can carry, okay. So we can only carry 3 items. I guess that means we should be using them. In case we come across more items. You are ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. You sacrificed me while I was sleeping. It was the right play. I get it. Maybe. You'll help me? Take your turn. Play along for now. Okay, Mr. Stoat. You may now see my moves ahead of time. Ah, okay, so we can see here, I guess, what they're gonna do next. So he's gonna play his wolf cub next. Okay, and he has 2 stumps, which, are like defenders, I guess. We have our boulder. Okay, so we can play the squirrel first. Then we can sacrifice a squirrel to play... Okay, these don't have blood, I guess. Then we can play the cat. We want to put the cat here, I guess. In case of attackers, right? Need I remind you, your items may help. Oh yeah, we can use the squirrel bottles on the side too. Okay, we can play the stoat as well, because the cat does not die when sacrificed. Here we go. River snapper. I mean, might as well, right? Play the squirrel, and then we can 2 sacrifices, and then play the river snapper. And then we'll end our turn, I guess. Wolf cub and bat. Mind the ambitious wolf cub. It ages swiftly. Ages swiftly? What does that mean? We just want a new card. Okay, we have our wolf, which will do more damage. We'll probably play that after our boulder disappears. What does this mean? How do we... Oh, right click. Behold, the rulebook. Fledgling. A card bearing the sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. Oh. Oh, okay, we can look at the rules here too. Nice. I don't know if we can do anything about that right now since the boulder's in the way, but... Oh, okay. If I use WASD, I can look at a lot of different things. Okay, and our wolf does 3 damage. I could sacrifice the stoat so that they get out of the way. Or do I want to save it for when the wolf cub grows up? I think I'll just save it, actually. It's not a huge deal. The airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. Ha, my bat flew right over your cat. Oh gosh, I gotta pay attention because I don't want to die. Okay, what do we need? Probably draw another card. Okay, we have another wolf. I guess I should have known that, considering how small our deck was. I can't move these cards, right? Probably. Oh, I'm not gonna do any damage either, because all these things are in the way. Okay, this is actually very bad. Because the cat will be in the way, and then the bat will be able to attack. Okay, well, I'm gonna try this. I'll sacrifice these two to place down the wolf. But I want to know if I can move the cat out of the way. Okay, so it didn't make a difference. Oh well, I'm sorry, Mr. Stoat. I ruined everything. Oh, I'm not dead yet, okay. Luckily, there's only 2. Okay. Well, at least we can place another wolf down. Put the wolf there, and then we'll attack. Okay. We're still in the clear. We'll survive because we're out. Our damage output is higher than them. Okay. Nice. You prevailed and trekked onwards past toward the now bloody terrain. Okay, so I don't think you can move the creatures from their already placed position. So placing the cat where we place the cat is actually really important, since it's gonna take that place permanently. The young wolf cub. It grows into a wolf after a single turn. The meek sparrow. An inexpensive, if feeble, a flying creature. I think I'll take flying. Seems very useful. Okay, what is this? You stumbled into some strange stones in the mist. You are compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that will be lost forever. Oh. What do I want to sacrifice here? I mean, the cat's super useful. So I'll sacrifice the sparrow, I guess? You looked upon your menagerie and selected a healthy host. Pick me. Okay. Let's pick our stoat. Our friend here. Do it. What an honor. A ghastly spectacle, but the soul of the sparrow now lives in the stoat. Okay, now our stoat has flying, so that's pretty awesome, actually. Alright, what is this? Whoa. Behold my totem. It inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. Oh. So all of his canine cards can fly. That's spooky. Okay, let's see what they're gonna play first of all. Oh my gosh, both of those are flying. Okay, we don't want our cat in the way of the flying things because we want to be able to defend ourselves. You're lacking sacrifice for your cat, but you do have a squirrel. Okay. So... we sacrifice the squirrel, place the cat. Then we have another squirrel that we can use. Okay, we want to be able to block the coyote too. So let's see. 2-1. Both of these would be good in either case. I wonder if our wolf would get flying abilities too. That would be interesting. Oh, shoot. Will he... the wolf will die, right? Because it'll get hit by the coyote first? Frick. I should have played the river snapper. It's actually really bad. I could just sacrifice a wolf too to make up for my mistake. Ugh. Yeah, that's bad. Let's fix our mistake here. And play the river snapper here. Oh, but they're flying. He might not attack us, actually. He might just attack us directly. My shadow mask granted my coyote the power of flight. Yeah, he decided to attack us directly. Okay, we need another squirrel to play. This is kind of spooky. Okay, at least we took care of the coyote. Oh man, did we die? You've lost. Yeah, I messed up. Using this as a learning opportunity may be the only way to mitigate my disappointment. Get up. Get up from the table. Fetch me the candlestick from atop the barrel beside the door. Okay. How do I... Oh, I can move now. Okay. Candlestick. Well, look at this stuff. What is this? Oh, that's spooky. There's a clock here, too. Look at it. Look at that guy. Guess that's a totem. What is this? Needs a key? Okay, so we need to grab the candlestick. Bring it here. There's a sword here, too. Wonder if that's useful for anything. Okay, we can sit back down here. Now, sit back down. Let me explain something to you. That was one of the 2 mistakes you can make here. If you make another, I must sacrifice you. Now, where were we? Oof. Okay, let's try not to die. Anymore? The stalwart snapper, a near impenetrable defense. The proud wolf, a vicious contender. The mighty elk, it moves after attacking. Okay. Sprinter, at the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed on the sigil. Interesting. So we can only always place it to the right, right? What if we want to keep the elk? Because it's kind of in between the wolf and the river snapper. 2 attack, but 4 health. Let's add some variety to our deck. Hold on, let's... Can we look at our deck somehow? I want to see if we can... Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, I just had to press up. Okay, interesting. Alright. I don't know what this is. Let's try going to the fireplace first, and then maybe we can find out what this symbol means. Whoa. We came across a small group of survivors. Faces shrunken from starvation, they held around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by the fire. That will enhance its power, said another. We noticed one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. The stout is not amused. Let's try the wolf, I guess? I don't know what it's gonna do, but... The fire warmed the poor wolf, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached toward it. Another gnashed its teeth. Without a word, he pulled the wolf away from the fire and left. Oh, it made it stronger. That's cool. It's completely insane. You see that, right? Don't care for the rules. Pathetic, really. Enough. Well, he keeps you around to watch me suffer. Interesting. Grand Fur. Mighty Leap. A card bearing this sigil will block in... Oh, what is this? A patch. Will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. Okay, so it can block flying. Grizzly. Oh, that's scary. Probably want a defender there. Okay, let's put the squirrel down. And then we'll play our stoat here. Back on the board. Nice. Ow. Oh my gosh. Scary. Okay. Will this jump over the other cards if there's still a space on the right? I wonder. Okay, we need another... We need to be able to sacrifice more. We don't have a lot to do. Okay. I mean, I think we have to place something in front of over here, right? The grizzly. Oh man, it's gonna kill us in... I'm sorry, Mr. Stoat. Ow. That's really bad. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die. Well, goodbye. Time to get sacrificed, I guess. How do I end my turn? Oh no, I can. I guess I didn't draw. Interesting. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Just gonna keep doing this forever. I mean, I can't do anything, right? Like, drawing from this is useless. Yeah, see? Now I'm just gonna die. Oof. I am dead. Alas, it is time for you to perish. Oh no! Whoa. You aren't dead yet. This isn't purgatory. But you may think of it that way. Before you expire, I must ask you a favor. I would like a memento. Your very own death card. It's quite plain at the moment, isn't it? We'll work together to amend that. I want this to be the perfect memento of you. Here are some cards from your mediocre deck. We can put them to good use. Please choose a card to draw the cost from. The cost of 2 blood from the elk. And another. This time I will use its power and health. The numbers. Kind of like the river snapper, actually. 1 power and 6 health from the river snapper. Now choose a card from which we'll extract the sigils. Cat? Oh, a sigil of many lives from the cat. I never did ask your name. There's now but one final matter. The portrait. Are you ready? You do not need to smile. Here we go again. Another challenger. Perhaps it is time. Perhaps you can understand bones. A useful opossum costs 2 bones. You gain a bone when one of your creature perishes for any reason. Okay, cool. Alright, Mr. Stoat. Alright, let's play the squirrel first. Rattler. It does 3 damage. That's not good. And it has 1 health. Okay. So we want to be able to attack it, I guess. I don't know if we can do that. From the death of your creature, you gain a bone. You will not lose this until it is spent, or the battle ends. Okay, I guess we're done. Ouch. I need more sacrifices. Alright, so we want to be able to summon our wolf, I guess. So let's place the scroll down and then use one of our bottles here. Let's place the wolf. We can take care of this rattler. We can also summon our opossum too. Nice. Okay, good. Alright, we're doing okay now. Let's stock up on squirrels. I think we'll just attack here, right? Nice. Oh. I forgot your figurine. Get up and fetch it for me. It's beside the safe. Okay. Sure, we'll do that. Oh, what's this? Wolf, cub, and squirrel. Huh, what does that mean? Hello. Bing, bing, bing. Okay, so this, right? Look, something shaking inside there. What is it? Oh, rulebook. Oh, cool. Oh, look, 273. Oh, we can see all the different symbols in here. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. Holy moly. 273. Seven. 3. Oh, what's inside? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. I wasn't sure if I would ever escape that iron crypt. Is Stone around? The stunted wolf? This madness must end. Put that away. Ah. Oh, there's a key. We cannot get the key. That's okay. Sit back down. Let us continue. Alright. The meager coyote. What did you expect for only 4 bones? 4 bones? Holy moly. The nefarious bachelor, a brittle creature, once past its enormous fangs. The unkillable cockroach. It returns to your hand after dying. 4. Huh. These are all, like, kind of bad. It costs so much. But I guess you want it as a backup, right? Like, it'll be fine if, as long as it comes at the end of the deck. Or, like, later in the game, I mean. Like, I don't see how the cockroach would be useful because... when a card bearing this repairs, copy of it is created in your hand. Because then you have to pay 4 bones again to play it. I feel like I would want the Rattler. Just because at least it's the most significant one. Like, being able to summon this again and again, it doesn't seem very helpful, so... You know, you're free to get up again. To keep your blood flowing. Okay. I am no tyrant. You may stand wherever the map is unrolled. It allows me time to plan your next encounter. But do keep your hands off my possessions. Okay, can we grab this key? Oh, nice. What is this? Oh. 0 out of 5. Oh, so I guess it's like a puzzle. You want to be able to do 5 damage or something? Like to tip the scale. If we have them all on our side, that would do 5. Yeah, because they would all attack. Nice. I forgot that I had to put that there. Very well, you may add it to your deck, and I'll do you one every so often. Skink. What is this? The cut tail mean? I want to find out that... Oh, the rule book is this way? Oh, it's right here, next to the lamp. Oh, shoot. How do I turn the page? Oh, there you go. Where is the cut tail? Oh, interesting. Mystery stuff. Cut tail, cut tail, cut tail. Oh, loose tail. When a card bearing this sigil would be struck, a tail is created and placed, and a card bearing its sigil moves to the right. Oh, so you get like a substitute card, and then the other card moves to the right. Interesting. I wonder how that works when you're against the wall. Does it just not activate or something? Alright. Oh, okay. So we can move... Okay, these can all move down. So we want to be able to do 5 damage, right? Okay, this cannot move, I guess. Okay. Let's see. So having this here, this will just... Let's say, it's our turn on the bottom, right? So this will just do 4 damage. This will just be blocked here. This will be blocked, so that doesn't work. I think that's the most damage we can do on this side, maybe? 1, 3... Oh no, we would attack with this and that'd be fine. 2. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, so 1 damage. No damage here. This moves to the right, I guess. Wait, it would move to their right, right? Huh. 1, 3, because this should do 4. But it doesn't. So maybe it blocks this, because then we would do 2 damage here. Okay. So this does 4, right? 0? Zero damage. So that would do 0. I think if we set them all up, it would do 0, right? So this can't move. One damage. That would just be this getting through, I think. And then this will be blocked by moving. Oh, we can move this up, right? I mean, isn't this what we want? That doesn't do anything? Why not? So this would attack this way. Zero. 1. Okay, so we want to be able to do this, because then it'll do 1 damage. This thing doesn't move. So I don't know how we can do more damage here, right? Oh, okay. So if we don't damage this, then it won't make the tail move, right? Okay. So we want to do it like that. Nice. Formidable creatures, those ants. Very well. I will add them to your deck and make them available for future challenges. Worker ant. Worker ant and worker queen. Is there a way I can look at those cards? Maybe if I look at my deck, maybe? Oh, okay. Here they are. Ant spawner. When a card bearing this sigil is played, an ant is created in your hand. Okay, ants. One sacrifice and 2 sacrifices. Ants. The value represented with the sigil will be equal to the number of ants that the owner has on their side of the table. I don't understand what that means. I guess we'll find out. Oh, stink bug. Stinky. The creature opposing a card bearing the sigil loses 1 power. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's actually very useful. Oh, we have a bullfrog too. Mighty leap. Okay, sweet. Let's... I was pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. Okay, we figured this out, I guess. Anything else? I guess not. Alright, let's keep playing. Get some items. If you deem it necessary, you may cut up one of my cards with these. A rock may get you out of a hard place. Choose one. Cutting up the card seems really strong. Its bleeding yields 3 blood if you can ignore the bleeding. Ah, so we get 3 blood to be able to sacrifice other things. Okay, that seems super useful. Feeling overburdened enough with a full 3 items you carried on. Alright, skull. I guess that's battle. You again. Indeed. Our friend freed me. Well, I basically told them how to do it. We got a plan? We have another friend here. Then we got to me. I wouldn't call him a friend, but I suppose we are, and deep this time. Okay. I would only play the squirrel here. That's okay. Let's see what they got. A coyote? 2. Stoat can take 3, so we can play our Stoat here to block. The spot? You sure? I think so. Ack. Okay, let's get our squirrel here, and then it's fine for the Stoat to attack. Ring the bell. Nice. Alright. Can't play the stink bug yet, right? Okay, we need to be able to sacrifice our squirrels in the future. Oh, nice. We get a bone from the rock. That's cool. Let's grab a card because we have 2 squirrels on the board. Stink bug. Nice. Back in the game. Yes. Alright, let's sacrifice a squirrel. Place our skink here. Then we'll end our turn. Nice. Okay, I think we can draw another card. Worker ant. Sacrifice a squirrel, place the ant, and then we win. Bomb 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 bomb. How brutal of you. You dealt me more damage than you needed to win. However, in my game, such feats are rewarded. Okay, so any extra damage, besides the 5 that we have to tip the scale, we get. To be precise, a tooth to keep for each extra damage dealt. The trapper may be interested in your spoils. Okay, so dealing extra damage is good for us. Alright, let's get another card. Coyote, adder. Me! Ah! Well, let's freaking pick me. Ooh, let's go with the fire. Upgrade our card. Was that upgrade permanent, I think? I don't remember. A group of zombie survivors stood around a dying campfire. There's room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth below the fence is health, said another. One of the survivors said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips. Okay. No way. Add health, huh? Who do we want to add health to? Honestly, I want to upgrade the stone. Oh, what is it? The flying upgrade wasn't permanent. Interesting. I think our attack upgrade wasn't permanent either. Okay. Well, I kind of want him to have more health, so... The health of the stone was enhanced by warmth. As one of the survivors began pulling a knife from the pocket, he withdrew. Okay, having that early stoat would actually be really good. As an early defender, because we only need one sacrifice for it. Oh my gosh, scary. What is this? All birds have something? Sharp quills. Once a card bearing this sigil is struck, the striker is then dealt a single damage point. Alright, so we take damage. We take 1 damage when we attack something pointy. Got it. Okay. There's a stump in the way. Sparrow. So I want to at least have 1 damage back up. Okay. So we have a couple choices here, I guess. We can sacrifice the squirrel and then play the black goat, I guess. Maybe? Well, the black goat takes 1 to, takes 1 sacrifice, and then we get 3 back. But I don't want to waste any of the blood that the goat would give us, so let's just play our squirrel, I guess? Oh. Okay, so let's grab squirrel. So we want to play this, and then we want to use the black goat. Sacrifice this. Play the black goat. And then sacrifice that. 3, and Queen Ant is 3, and... Oh, it's the power of how many ants are on the board. Okay, so it's a 1-3. It will be a 1-3, normally, without any other ants. Oh, we can't do enough damage to that thing, so we don't really want to attack, which is kind of bad. Well, I guess they'll die if they attack us, so it's fine. 3... Yeah, okay, this is fine. Alright, so let's sacrifice the squirrel and the black goat. Place the wolf down here, and then we want to place the ant queen. Wait, what? Don't we get 3 blood? No! Oh, it's only for that 1 summon. Frick. Okay, that's not good. I did not know that. Okay, well this is better than nothing. At least we only take 1 damage. Yeah. Oh no, I freaking wasted it. That's horrible. Well... Okay, we're doing okay here. There's a way out for both of us. It's somewhere in this foul cabin. Be silent or I'll tear you to shreds. I see the way this is going. I concede. You may accept my surrender. Or you may finish this match the slow way. Interesting. I mean, we could just concede, right? Nice. I don't mind that. I mean, there's nothing bad about that, right? So somewhere in this cabin we can escape. I don't know how to get this, though. Nothing else here. Hello. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Now what is this? I wonder if we get this set up, maybe something happens. 273, we already opened that. Oh, we can touch these too, okay. Interesting. Anyways. Oh, that's a different symbol. You're stopped along the way by a trapper looking to liquidate his pelts. There's something uncanny about his appearance, but you're quickly distracted by his wares. Care to look at me pelts? Take a pelt, free of charge. See the quality? Nice. You're leaving already? Please consider me pelts. Thanks for your business. The man assured you of the value of the pelts. They appear useless in a fight, but he mentioned that the trader further down the path would reward you for them. Nice. Alright, another fire. This will be good. Enhance its power. +1. Pick something else. Do what you must. Okay, he really doesn't want to be picked. That's interesting. I can buff myself, I guess. I mean, sure, why not? Buff myself. This fire was right about the flames. They enhance the creature's power. Spotting a few of the survivors dueling, you made a hasty retreat. Okay, so another emblem. These battles are kind of hard, or with the totems, so let's not do that. Let's avoid it. Oh look, it's me. Rabbit pelt. What does that mean, that symbol? Little knife symbol. See if we can find it. Oh. Well, that's not it. Oh, I guess it doesn't mean anything? Well, if anything, at least play the squirrel. Play a worker ant, it'll be a 1-2. Good enough for the wolf cub. Okay, so the rabbit pelt doesn't give any blood. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Do we want to draw another creature or be able to play ourselves? Let's see. Oh, we definitely want to be able to play our card because we can sacrifice ourselves repeatedly. And then do damage like that. Did I neglect to mention overkill damage? Excess damage is not wasted. It carries over to the card behind the mangled corpse of the victim. Oh, lucky for you. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. And kind of scary. Okay, let's draw from our deck. Awesome. We can definitely play this. Okay, so the rabbit pelt is just in the way. We don't want to play it on the table, right? I mean, I guess it acts as like a buffer. That's the only thing. Alright, attack. Nice. Ochi. Ant queen. Yeah, so we can't move cards, I see. I came in 2 seconds late to tell you blood doesn't roll over. Overkill damage when winning the round gets you extra teeth too. Oh, okay, got it, yeah. Unfortunately, I messed up that one game, but that's okay. It's part of learning. I already drew, so can't really do anything here, so we'll just have to pass. Okay. Oh, I forgot it transforms. Frick! Squirrel. Alright, let's play the squirrel and the sacrifice are these two things. Worker ant. Power numbers. The ant's creed. So the ant is only on the... if it's only on the table, right? Huh, I guess that means the most attack you can do is 4. Yep, all part of the process. Exactly. Man, if I didn't put this pelt in the way, I could have played the ant. I'm not sure what to do. There's no way to remove it, which is kind of bad. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's nothing really I can do because I don't have no space. At least I can tank damage. So we got a squirrel so we can play our worker ant. Oh, I should have just drawn for my deck because I can sacrifice myself. I forgot. Oh well, we still won, so that's okay. What is this? You encountered a small outpost in the woods tended by a mysterious woman. It was a trader that the old trapper had mentioned. Her appearance was unsettling, but you were mollified by her offerings. Do you mind if I examine those pelts of yours? Let's start with your hair pelts. Here's what I can offer. Oh, I can do any of these. Take your time. A grizzly bear, porcupine, sparrow, beehive. What the? Bees within. Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. A bee is defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne. A 1/1 flying. Oh, that's sweet. Huh. I do like the idea of a beehive. River otter. Adder. What does this do? Waterborne. A card bearing the sigil submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged, your opponent creature can attack its owner directly. Alright, so it can't defend. Rat King. This gives bones. When a card bearing the sigil dies, 4 bones are rewarded instead of 1. Okay, that's actually really good because you can always store those for later. And we do have a 6 bone costing card in our deck, so that might be good. Adder, this is poison, right? Touch of Death. I don't really like the elk. I feel like it's not that good of a card. Grizzly is just strong. So I feel like we'll either go with the Grizzly, Beehive, or Rat King. Rat King. Well, I guess Beehive is the weakest out of the 3. But maybe it might be good because having more one sacrifice costing cards would be nice. But that doesn't really help. I guess it just only really delays the game. So not really much of a benefit. Can we look at our deck? Is that possible? Ah, okay. Rattler. 3/1. I mean, the Rattler's not very good of a card, really. So I guess it's not smart to try to invest in that. So I guess we'll go with the Grizzly then. Okay. Or Sparrow, because flying is really strong as well. Flying is always good. Well, let's go big. These pelts are most excellent, my thanks. Alright. Oh, we have 2 items, so I don't think we want to go this way. I don't remember what this symbol does. We could carry on to another fire, but that would only upgrade 1 card. I want to find out what this symbol means. Oh, transmute. Okay. The choice is yours. Okay, so these will one will get sacrificed, and then it will carry on, and its ability will carry on to something else. Kind of a tough choice, I guess. Maybe we'll do the bullfrog? I'll go. Marvelous. Okay, let's do the stone, I guess. Yeah? Alright. Okay, so now I can defend against flying. Okay, I gotta remember what that symbol means. What? Why did you do that? My boss battles are high stakes for your test of aptitude. With 1 flame, you will either overcome them or die. Fear not, I will let you keep the smoke. Oh, bones. Okay. Whoa. The trees seemed to close around you as a chill mist descended. Ooh, that was very loud. Sorry, I'll turn that down a slight bit. Extremely. Oh my gosh, it's still super loud. Okay, that's actually in my headphones. I turned it down for the stream. So let me turn it down in my headphones. Okay, that's better. Sorry about that. The tree seemed to close in around you as a chill mist descended. In the distance, you could hear the clinking of metal and stone. A hobbled figure stood in your path. Yeehaw! 'Twas the prospector. He's doing the prospector again? Easy, boss. The mule is key. The mule is key. Pack mule. A card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed on the sigil. Okay. Oh, okay, so it moves this way according to the way we're looking at it, I see. At the end of his turn. Okay, I gotta remember. At the end of his turn. Is that before attacking? I guess? So sacrificing this will give us 4 bones, which is nice. Okay, we want to rack up the squirrels. Honestly, we should save the squirrels in our hand. We can't draw, okay. Well, let's play 1 card at least. It doesn't do any damage. Okay, so we actually want the pack mule to get to the boulder, right? Either that or keep it on the left side so that it takes up a space for us being able to get attacked. Depending on what happens. Okay, so let's play at least 1 card. Let's put out our stoat since he's very tanky. Smoke. Would the smoke give blood? Oh, it does. Okay. That's good to know, actually. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice the squirrel. We'll keep the smoke on the board for now, because we want to save up for our grizzly. Okay. Worker ant, not super useful right now. So we'll save that. Oh. Huh. Okay, wait. So now the card is turned, and there's something under it, which is a mystery. What the heck is this? Burrower. When empty space would be struck, a card bearing the sigil will move to that space to receive the strike instead. Ah, okay. So it guarantees a block. That's pretty cool. So we want another squirrel. Well, if only the stoat did 1 more damage. Okay, that's okay. We could play the grizzly now, but I kind of want to keep the stone on the board for now. Let's just play it out. One more turn. Coyote. Okay, the pack mule moved. Okay, now we have enough to sacrifice for the grizzly. But the boulder's in the way. I'm sorry, Mr. Stoat. You can't play that presently, but your squirrel is free. He said beware the mule. I'm scared if we attack this, it's gonna open something, right? I guess we just want to try to win normally. Maybe I'll place the grizzly on the right. I'm sorry, Mr. Stoat. So many bones. Place this here. Place the worker ant here, I guess. Oh, I can't play it yet. At least I have enough bones for things next turn. Oh. A wolf, eh? A possum. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's have it face the coyote. So this is kind of scary. I don't want the grizzly to get... Well, I guess the pack mule's gonna die, which is kind of not good. Okay, it moved at the end. Oh, it moves after the attack. Okay, I gotta remember. Let's see. Rattler. Okay. I feel like I don't want to mess with the mule, so let's just leave it like that. 4-1. Oh, we win, right? Ah, okay. Hope you didn't think it would be that easy. Okay, and then it resets. There's gold in them cards. How many of these do we have? Oh, he... What? Gold. I've struck gold. He turned them into gold. Frick. What can I do with these? Can I sacrifice them? Bloodhound. This is not good. What am I supposed to do, dude? I can't sacrifice these, right? I have a lot of bones. Holy moly. Okay, well at least the gold nuggets defend, right? So I want to play the Rattler, but I don't want to attack the pack mule. I feel like that's a bad idea. Get him. Okay. Let's grab a squirrel so we can prepare for our wolf. Rattler. 3-1. Oh wait, what does the Bloodhound do? Guardian. When opposing creature placed opposite to an empty space, the card bearing this sigil will move to that empty space. When an opposing creature is placed opposite... Okay, so it'll face any creature we play if it's empty space in front of it, I see. Okay. Let's take care of the wolf since it does more damage. And then we'll hold on to our squirrel for paying for the wolf next turn. Okay. Uh-oh. The pack mule's gonna get attacked. Oh, it always moves. That's interesting. That's okay though, because we just want the wolf to face it anyways. Alright. Well, we'll see what happens when the pack mule dies. Oh, nice. We got cards in it. Dang, nabbit my mule. Oh, that was actually a good thing. Okay. I was scared. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. Rat King. And we have another Rattler. Okay, we can also draw a card here. But the interesting thing is, we only have one space, so we can't play a double blood card. Oh, totally. I'm so sorry. I see you typing in chat, but I was like so absorbed by the game. So far this game is like really fun, and I'm really sorry for not seeing your messages, but the mule is key. The mule dying is good. Okay, got it, got it, got it. Thank you. Oops. Sorry, I clicked out of the window. But yeah, definitely no backseating. I do enjoy figuring things out for myself, but thank you for asking. Okay. Sorry, where were we? Alright, so we can play the Sparrow. We can also play the Rattler. I guess we should do that since we have so many bones. And that's probably our strongest move right now, so let's do that. Oh, and I am overthinking it, I guess, because we, definitely win here, right? Memory card is full. What is this strange feeling? Oh. Oh my gosh.
Hey there, card gamers.
Arg. Whoa. Oh, so much stuff. What the heck is happening? I would like a memento. That's exactly what I was thinking. October 19th. That's today. Spooky. Goodbye. Whoa. That's the end of the demo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, the game ended. It just turned off by itself. Ah! Holy moly. That actually... Oh my gosh, I really enjoyed that actually. I kind of want to play it more. Maybe I'll get it. You know what? It is fun. I will get it. I will buy it right now. And then I will continue the game.